Hey, what's going on everyone? Dana from Naanng Boots here. I wanted to take a minute to talk about boot lining because this is a question we get a fair amount. What is our lining? Do we use any synthetics in our boots? Essentially the answer to synthetics is no. Even our toe puff and our heel counter are all veg tan leather. But our boots have 100% leather lining in them. And you can see here, there's no synthetics at all, and there's no padding or anything like that in our boots. This is just a pure leather line, and this holds up tremendously. That's one of the great things about a leather lining on a boot. It really holds up. It lasts. It stands the test of time. And in our boots, we put a little patch of rough out in the heel pocket, and that really helps sort of cinch the heel in, especially during that break-in period. So your heel's not slipping all around, really prevents blisters and lets you really get that good kind of molded feel that you get after a strong break-in. One of the things that's really good about the leather liner as well is it does add to the break-in process. You're not just breaking down foam that might be inside the liner and ripping up fabric. And that's probably the biggest thing you see with fabric liners is they break down and they rip over time. I don't actually have any boots with fabric lining, but what I have is some sneakers here. This is a Thai brand. Great shoe, but they all canvas, but they've got a canvas liner in their shoe as well. And what you see is over time this breaks down. It starts to wear out because the canvas is just a weak point. That fabric liner, and you see this in boots as well, they tear, especially in that heel cup, or if you have a hot spot where your foot rubs a little bit more, that's going to break down a little bit more over time. You're going to get the friction from your sock on that fabric liner, and it's just not going to hold up. It's not a material that's made to last. And so that's going to really break down, and that's going to be a failure point in your boot, versus if you've got a full leather liner like we do in our boots, that really stands the test of time, and this will just sort of age and get really nice, and your foot will mold into it. And that's when you hear people talk about the break-in of their boots and how nice it sort of feels after like a few months of just wearing it, and it molds to your foot from the heat and the moisture and the pressure, and you get that nice molded feel. That's part of it, and having that really good leather liner, that's a big part of it, as well as the leather insole and the, all of that leather underfoot just sort of molds and fits to it nicely. Versus a fabric one, a boot that has maybe a fabric liner or padding in there, that's all going to break down really quick, and you're going to end up with boots that, just going to fail and fall apart, and they become uncomfortable to wear once you start getting those tears in the liner. So at Naang, all of our boots fully leather lined. No synthetics at all. And what we found through years of testing so far, daily wear even on some of these, is that the liners just hold up. There's no breakdown. I'll go through a pair of outsoles long before my liner even starts to show wear. Very different than if you get a cheap pair of boots or shoes even that have a fabric liner, and that just starts to break down right away. All right, I hope that answers some questions on leather liners. If you have any other questions, feel free to shoot me an email or fill out the contact form over on the website, naangboots.com. Thanks.